Okay, well, I'm doing this video again because I screwed up on the last one. You was using a new computer and I had the wrong mic on or some nonsense. So, I mean, it's usable, but I think this is so important too because it's part of the new Biden stimulus package, and it gives health care for people almost of all ages, all incomes, and things like that. So everybody who doesn't have Medicare probably has something in here. Even if you have an employer program, there may be something in here, particularly if you lost it. I mean, and even if you lost it because of, if you were on unemployment for like, I'm not sure, so check it out to make sure, but for almost any time, you're eligible for free healthcare coverage. I mean, it's amazing. This is through Obamacare. So that's why you have to find out about this stuff. So if you go to healthcare.gov, and it's a little strange, like everything nowadays, all the programs, they put the programs into place and they're not ready to fulfill what they promise. And then people forget that we have this thing. And that's why you can't forget that we have more ways to get free health care than ever before for people of any income. That's true too. I mean, even rich people are now getting, like in this new program that just started, getting $1,000 a month to pay for premium. Wow. And you don't even have to have any premiums if you were unemployed at any time. And the income requirement for getting free has been increased. There's a lot more people that are eligible for income, so healthcare coverage. So if that is of concern for you, you got to find out about this. And I have two articles that I'll put in the description on YouTube, and I put another one because the articles I'm using are from New York Times. I think if you use New York Times more than 10 times on the map, they make you pay. So I also have a article here from Kiplinger. It doesn't charge, but the New York Times is good because it shows you if you lost your job, base coverage, they'll even pay for it. If you know COBRA. COBRA is when you have health insurance with an employer and all of a sudden you lose your job, so you don't lose your health care coverage, but you got to pay for it yourself. The employer's not going to pay a nickel. So what Biden does is give you money to pay this for 6 months. So you got free health care for 6 months. I mean, that's incredible. And even if you have health care coverage in your workplace, you're probably paying a big amount of money. So you should go to Obamacare and see. And actually, they're not going to have, now this is sort of this inside baseball, but the new discounts probably won't start till July 1, but it's going to be retroactive from January 1. So this whole year, and then another year where you get free or very little premiums, and the co-pays are less, and there are zero. That's why your healthcare coverage you get at your workplace may not be as good as you could get on Obamacare, particularly at least in the next 2 months. And don't forget Obamacare, pre-existing conditions, they can't mess with you on that. So it's really worth investigating, no matter who you are, or how old you are, what kind of insurance you do have or not have. This is something you have to import because, again, so if you lose your employment, or maybe you have a short-term plan. Back, last year they were pushing people. Oh, don't pay for all this. We'll give you a cheap plan that's short-term, and you figure it out later. Well, if you have one of those, you may want to get the hell out of there because this one could be cheaper than that so-called short-term plan that you have, and you don't have to mess with that. I didn't buy health insurance this year. I want to get coverage now. Yes, and so you could apply for healthcare coverage from the government, Obamacare stuff, until mid-August. So it's open season before you have to wait until the end of the year. Like November or something like that. It was only 6 weeks you could apply. Now you could apply right now, today. Get on the healthcare.gov and figure it out or whatever. And they have people there too. The people help, free consultants to help you. Now, be careful you're not getting some insurance company that's going to sell you their insurance company. You want the volunteer people that help you for free. That's a free. Now, whether you're low income, high income, you want to see what it is and what they. If you're charged extra payments in the beginning of the year, they'll give you a refund later. So this is a healthcare deal. I don't think that we've ever had. I mean, it expands what Obamacare brought in. What, 10 million people, 20 million people, or something like that. Who didn't have health insurance before. Now another 10 million or so are eligible. So we'll whittle this down to get everybody on health care, so we don't have to have that fear. Living in fear that you have to go to the doctor. And, people actually died. I got calls actually from people in that time that were, just couldn't afford health care, and they're putting off going to a doctor. And see, there's no, on Obamacare, there's no problem with pre-existing conditions. They don't charge you for checkups, and it's human health care. Not rich kids' health care, and that's what's important. So no matter where you are in the system for health care, it's worth investigating this. Remember, it's open now. It's open season to apply. I have 2 articles there to give you more about the details of what's in, what are changes, and check it out for yourself. That's the way. Don't believe me or any other huckster selling you something. Get it from the horse's mouth, or someone that really, for a living, does investigative reporting. And more responsible at this. For me, I worry more about the headlines than the content sometimes. So we all have our limitations. So that's why if somebody does a good analysis, that's why I want to show you about that. Because they'll do it better than I can. And they get paid a lot more to do it. That's probably why. So it's healthcare.gov. You want to start, get into there and look for the free help and not the people that are selling some other kind of healthcare insurance. So be careful with that. They have, I forget what they call them, but they're free people from nonprofit organizations that helps you through the process. And then also, if you're a senior, actually, if you're Medicare, this doesn't mean anything to you. So don't worry about that too much. You're in Medicare already, because that's the best deal in the country. Okay, well, thanks for putting up with me. I'm sorry about the audio in the last one. I hope this is better, please. We always try to do better.